Hello everyone, welcome to day 211 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. We start the white pieces, so e4. We can go straight into the Italian. They go straight for the thread level. Could just slide my queen up to defend the square. Could also strike the center now. Strike the center, if they take, I take. Then they have to go back. Could just slide my queen up. Could also block with the bishop, but that would lose a pawn. Sliding the queen up makes a lot of sense, but then they just take either way if I do that. I think I'll just go ahead. I could... Yeah, I don't really enjoy playing against the thread level. I'll just go d4 here. I'm just not prepared against the thread level attack on f2. They go ahead and take. I'll take myself. They can give a check. I could block with my knight. If I block with the bishop, I lose... I don't lose a pawn, but it's not good for me. They'll probably bringing my bishop's probably good. Then they'd have to leave. If we trade, I just develop my other knight. Could take with the queen. I'll take with my knight. They've played this before. I could go for this attack myself now. I could could go for an attack on the knight. If I go here, they can just take, and this knight is actually defended, so there's no point attacking it. I'll add some pressure on the f7 pawn. They go ahead and castle. I could go ahead and push. Think I want to castle myself though. Could bring my rook to the e-file and then push. They bring their queen, they're attacking the d3 pawn now. If I push, they can take, and take. I could just slide my queen over to defend. I could just move the pawn to attack the knight. That walks into a fork. I can't allow them to just get a fork. I'll keep everything solid. I'll play rook e1 and push. This square is controlled 4 times, so I'd have to play rook e1 before I do anything else. They go ahead and play bishop d7. They're probably looking to bring their other rook into the game. I don't see their idea. Maybe they're trying to bring their bishop closer to this side of the board. I think maybe they're just making an escape for the knight to go back to. If I kick the knight, that would lose my queen, or I'd have to recapture. I could just take some space. I think bringing the rook though is better to just control this more. b4 is nice, but they'll be trying to kick my bishop anyway. I think rook e1 just makes sense. I could also try and kick this knight away now. It doesn't have many good squares. I'll play rook e1 first though. Rook e1. If they bring their own rook, I'll play h3. b6 is a move that just lets me pin their knight to their rook. And I think that's actually a very bad move, because I can pin their knight to their rook, and I'd actually be able to win a piece there. So I think bishop d5 is just the best move here. It has to be. Or maybe they have a tactic of taking this pawn. But I was thinking that if they take this pawn and I take with my knight, this would be almost checkmate. But that doesn't work. And also if they took the pawn, I could just go ahead and take with my queen, and it'd be completely fine. So they do go ahead and take now. Obviously I could take the piece, but that's actually not the best move. I think the best move for me is to take the rook, because even if they give a check, If I take the rook and they give a check with their knight, I can just take. And if they took, it would be a fair trade. If I take with my queen, that just doesn't help me at all. They can just move the rook. I'll go ahead and actually, the knight is technically pinned to the queen. They have this check though, which is a problem. So I take, if they take here, I'd have to take this way. And my king's looking very weak. But I can always, I guess, run. This check is a real problem. But actually, if I take and they give this check, I just take with my queen, and I'm happy there. So. And also my knight's just defended, so there's no check there. I'm attacking the knight also. If I take it, they give this check. I don't like how their queen can pressure f2 if I go ahead and take the knight. I guess I can just take with the queen though, and that'll be completely fine. And be up a piece. They go ahead and anchor the knight. But this just lets me save my bishop, so I don't really like their plan. I could save my bishop. I could also push. I think here I can tempo the other knight. It doesn't have many good squares now. The knight would have to leave. They take, I just take. Here, the knight must leave. They go ahead and take this way. If I take with my knight... Should I take with my knight or with my queen? I mean, I have to take with my knight. I don't see any other way. They have to leave with their knight. Okay, they choose to simplify. That's fair. Their knight's still hanging though, and I can save my bishop. Could just simplify. Takes, I'm attacking their bishop, so they have to take. Then I can blockade. Very happy with that. Now I can blockade the light squares. I can even play c4. They step their king over. Could play c4 and a4. I'm just going to anchor in my bishop. They're going to try and undermine. And I'm fine with that. If they take... They do get development though. I don't want to let them. I can just lock up this part of the board. They have an open file, but I always just play rook f1. Rook f1 is actually a very nice move. If they allow me to double up, it will just not end well for them. This square is very weak. And they go ahead and resign. Let's have a look at this game. I played it on 85.5, they played it at 75. I made one mistake, they made 3 mistakes. I played like an 1800, they played like a 1400. So we go into the Italian. And actually going for this attack isn't the best. I had a move like knight d4 maybe? No. What's the best move after this? After I strike the center, they have to give up a piece apparently. My mistake was not just developing. I should have played knight c3, just pinning myself. The idea is that I can always kick the bishop away. Knight c3 was much better than bringing the bishop. But this was okay either way, I was still slightly better here. That's a mistake, which gives me h3 straight away. Although I didn't play it. I just brought my rook first. That's a move which was completely terrible. This move, b6, lets me just pin the knight. There's no way they can defend it. So they have to take. And I'm actually just supposed to take the knight and go into this. But I thought that if we take like this, they could just move their rook. But this would still be much better for me. They take. I take the rook first. I'm still winning, but I should have taken the knight. They can pin, but I just play h3. And this is still completely winning for me. They have to take my knight because otherwise they lose their bishop with tempo. I get to come back with my bishop. Just play c4. Stop them from pushing and anchor in my bishop. f3. I actually could have taken here. That was the best move apparently. But I just choose to play f3. I go for a rook trade. a4 is always a good move. Just trying to undermine their structure. And they resign in this position and we get a good win. That'll be it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.